Hi everyone, welcome to the Java course. When we create our own classes, it is quite usual for us to create our own constructors. But is it possible for us to create no constructors by ourselves? Yes, it is possible, because Java can have a default constructor for us if we don't put any of the constructors by myself. Let us see an example called fruit, which is a class to describe a particular fruit. A fruit can have its own size denoted by its diameter, and it has its own cost. Now I'm going to create a method for the fruit object, which is called SalePrice. So I'm going to find out the selling price of a kind of fruit. So how can I do that? I do the multiplication of the cost by the discount. So if the cost is $1 and the discount is just 70% of the original price, then the selling price would become $0.7. But you can see that I don't create my own constructor. That means I don't have something like this. I don't have this kind of code to create my own constructor. So what does it mean by that when I've omit my own constructors? Java will create a default constructor for us. Okay, the constructor is like this. The default constructor is a constructor with no input parameters. So when we create an object of fruit class in our Java program, the constructor, which is a default one, will be given for us. So we have to notice some issue of a default constructor. If I already set up my own constructor, something like this, if I create my own constructor like this, the default constructor will not be created for us. That means you have just one constructor, which is having two input parameters, and the constructor with no parameters is not given for us automatically. You have to create it yourself. So when you have your own constructor, and if you want to use the constructor with no input parameters, you have to create it yourself. So remember, if you have created your own constructors by yourself, the constructor with no input parameters will not be given to you automatically. Okay, let me go to the driver class. when we use the new keyword, we are going to create a new object in our memory system, and the object has a reference variable called apple. So I can simply use the default constructor provided by Java by using this syntax, the class name followed by a pair of parentheses with nothing inside. And the apple has a cost of $1.2. Why can I set the cost in the driver program? Because the access modifier of the instance variables is public. When I don't put the word public, it is already meaning public implicitly. I can put the word public here, or I can ignore the public keyword here to mean that I'm going to set up 2 public instance variables that can be accessed by the driver program, which is not inside the fruit class. Okay, if I want to call the SalePrice method, I can do so by saying that the apple is going to find out, it's going to have a sale price which is obtained by the cost multiplied by the discount. Let me save it and run it. Okay, the amount is $0.96. What does it mean by that? I get the selling price of an apple by multiplying 1.2 with 0.8. So the amount is $0.96 per apple for the selling price. Let me say something more about the formal parameter and the actual parameter. The parameter name discount is known as the formal parameter, and the value 0.8 is known as the actual parameter. Okay, so this discount is the formal parameter of the SalePrice method, and 0.8 is the actual parameter that is going to be put into the SalePrice method when I really call it. So can I print the value of discount? No. You see, I will have an error. Discount cannot be resolved to a variable. Why? Because this discount is only the content inside the fruit class. It is not a public variable that can be accessed by the driver class. So discount cannot be printed out. And let me tell you more about the double keyword here. The word double means the return type of the method. That means I'm going to return a double value when I call the method. Sometimes we can use void as the return type of a function. It means that I don't return something from the method. So for this particular example, I will return a double value as the method output. But sometimes if you see somebody using void as the return type, it means that the method is not going to give you anything as the answer coming from the method. So this is the meaning of the return type. This is the end of the video. If you have any questions about my video, feel free to leave your comments on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.